Well, the 6-14 to one-run games this season is kind of a number that really bothers me because that's about your bullpen, in my opinion. And some of that is also base stealing, fielding, but I really think it kind of is reflective of a bullpen that's had some issues. And look, what some of the people have done in terms of getting on Liam Hendricks is ridiculous. It shouldn't be threatening his wife and things of that nature, but it is reflective of some of the lost opportunities for this team this year. And Jay, I was riding around this morning doing some stuff for my wife's business, and I was just kind of bebopping around, being like, okay, what are people talking about? Every time Alex Cora came up, it was how much longer are they going to give him? And to me, it's the wrong move to get rid of him. We touched on this last week, but the temperature is being turned up. And they're on a 3-game losing streak now, something like that. If it's a prolonged one, I just wonder if this is when the Red Sox, instead of saying to Alex, we're going to bring up the young kids and nurture them, they say, no, maybe you need to go, and then we'll bring the young kids up. I hate that I have a very bad feeling about it for Alex Cora.
I'd be surprised to see it imminently. I don't think we're going to see that very soon. You know, in Garrett Crochet's last 3 starts, he's only given up 5 earned runs. Those are all 3 losses, right? If those are wins, flip your record, right? Then we're looking at 30-26. So I still think, you know, it was a lot happens in the NBA in a week, even postseason, even regular season. But in Major League Baseball, yeah, it was a bad week for the Red Sox. But ultimately, I still think they can win games without Alex Bregman, right? Still like the you know, when you lose your first baseman, you lose your third baseman, and you're sort of grumbling along. It's not a very fun follow at this point.
Well, and the other thing too, Jay, is you have so many people that are like playing out of position now. So you've got this guy here, that guy there. Devers doesn't want to move to first base. So you're going to take a young guy and put him over there. If you put someone young over there that's worth a damn, then what you're saying is, you know, the incumbent first baseman is no longer a big-time prospect in Tristan Casas, and maybe they're going to move on from the guy. So I wonder how they're going to handle that move. That screams, you're the Red Sox. Go rent a first baseman for the rest of the year, for God's sakes. Go get your Doug Menkiewicz to come in and play the remaining 100 games at first base. But there's just a weird feeling. I have a weird feeling about what is about to happen. What should happen to me, Jay, is very easy. Let's put people where they should be playing. If the youngs are ready, call them up. You have no reason to not play out the string and let these kids go get a bunch of run. But I just don't think it's going to be that easy with them. And I hate it that I hope you and I are sitting here 2 or 3 weeks from now and saying they've weathered the storm. I don't know. I just have an odd feeling that something bad's about to happen.
Well, I'm weathering the storm without Alex Bregman. But what do you think in terms of Alex Bregman? Right? Like, let's say he is out for an extended period of time. Like, do you think I'm just full of shit in terms of like really wanting to lock this guy up? Like, I don't think you've given enough time. It's hard to change the culture, you know, in 6-8 weeks. And now not being a player, right? Not playing. You talked about Kendrick Bourne, I think, in the past, not being an active wide receiver. Hard to sort of be that guy in the room if you're not playing. So I don't know. Like, don't you think maybe trying to sort of get in the room with Alex Bregman and say, hey, I liked the mojo with him. I like it less without him.
Well, if he's going to have 2 months to end the season where he could tear it up, and then say, all right, I'm healthy. Look at what I did the first 2 months and the final 2 months. Then I think he may leave the door open. I wonder if the reason Alex Bregman may not be willing to jump in with both feet, Jay, is because what's the plan? Where are they going long term? If you're Bregman, don't you want to know, here are the plans that we have. Here are the kids that we have. We are willing to spend money more than just on you. And if you're Bregman, I don't know if it may be as much about performance or fit as it is, what does that guy really want? If he wants dough, then he should stay here, right? If that's and no one would begrudge the guy if he was like, F it, I just want to make as much money as I can. I don't care where I play. But if the guy does care about the other stuff, then the Red Sox, I think, have some splaining to do to be able to reel him in more than just trying to lure him with money.
And we talked a little bit about his relationship with Alex Cora and if that would impact his decision.
No question.
I actually think he could get a bag other locations besides Boston. You know what I mean? I think there are other teams that could potentially. I understand the Red Sox deal was most favorable this offseason. I just sort of, to me, bringing him into town, I really looked at him as sort of a big piece of the near future and not the singular season, if you will. So I guess for me, this sort of offseason with the Red Sox, while it wasn't the Patriots offseason, it felt like more than sort of a 1 year offseason. So for me, as we get to the end of May, talk to me in a month in terms of punting on this season,
I'll tell you what, I think if I'm Bregman and I'm going to be out 2 months rehabbing this thing, I'm going to be watching what these young kids do. Whatever group, whatever combination, Jay, that gets in there, if they have good attitudes and they got some talent and they show it a little bit, I would hope that someone like Bregman might look at it and say, okay, I can see the future with these guys. They have good habits, and it might be one of the things that gets him to the table or think about staying here long term. I hate that I feel like this is really teetering, right? You and I have discussed what sounds like some reasonable answers and a path to be able to move forward and keep Alex Cora. Yet I feel like it's one of these, it's like an earthquake, and will it stop or will it crumble as the earthquake is going on? And it feels like right now there are some tremors underneath Fenway Park. And look, I hope this is much ado about nothing, because I don't think Alex Cora should be gone. But just because I think Cora should stay, it doesn't mean I believe in this team. At some point, they're going to have to look at themselves hard and say, are we going to make the pivot and play the young kids? Or are we going to maybe do something else with them and try to improve the club right now?
I'm with you. And I play him sooner rather than later. I couldn't agree with you more. In terms of Cora, I don't think he's necessarily the big X factor here as much as you and I may like him. I think it's going to be up to the team performing. It's just been a weird, funky year, right? You put up 19 runs in one game, and then you're losing bookend games around it. It's just sort of been ugly all around, and some defensive issues, So I think it's a little bit of a hodgepodge, but I guess for me, I wasn't looking at them as sort of a top tier contender this season anyway. Do they feel a little less in the mix a week later that, as we come to you once a week on Gas on Tuesdays at 11 a.m.? Yeah, they feel like far less of a contender, but really for me, solely because of the Alex Bregman injury.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they can wade through this. They got the Yankees coming up pretty soon, so let's see if they can straighten that out. The Yanks are playing pretty well, and Aaron Judge, Jesus, the year that guy's having again. There was a year where, was it Juan Gonzalez in Texas? This was like, he was roided tits out, right? I think his first half, Jay, was like 280 with 30 bombs and 90 ribbies.
Insane.
And I wonder if Aaron Judge is going to have one of those type years at some point in his career where his half year would be a great season for someone else.
No, it's a great point. And I just want to bring up something Cody put in the chat, which is so true about Trevor Story, right? Who's not making nothing and not injured this year, but certainly feels like it, right? Cody says his pronounced struggles over a month long at this point, batting 126, 14 for 111 with 1 home run, 6 RBIs, 39 strikeouts compared to 6 walks since April 22nd. I mean, that is a giant hole with a giant paycheck. So if you want to look at certain reasons why they're not getting it done, that's a big one.
Oh, no question. And that is the lasting impact of Chaim Bloom. That was the first big Chaim Bloom signing.
Yep.
And it looks like, the Red Sox still have a couple more years where they're stuck with Trevor Story. This smells like the great shortstop liquidation sale under Theo, I think it was, where they gave away all these shortstops and paid half the money. I think they gave one to, I forget which shortstop it was. They gave to the Marlins, and they won with this guy, and the Red Sox are paying for it or whatever. That's what this smells like, is that Story will get traded. They'll ship, a year's worth of salary to have somebody just take him off their hands. But he stinks. And he got hurt early and just never got going. So to me, he's one of those Coors Field guys.
I agree. And when he was trending in the wrong direction when they signed that deal too.
There's no crazy. By the way, Aaron Judge right now, in terms of average, even though I know, Jay, we've been told by all the baseball nerds that we're supposed to worry about Rolf or whatever in the hell. Aaron Judge is batting 398. I mean, at the end of May, that's crazy. It's not like George Brett taking it deep into the summer, but still, you go through 2 months as a big league hitter and you're hitting 400. That's a hell of a start.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't really give a shit about regular season baseball, especially the Yankees, right? It's like I wish them all the best of luck getting back to the World Series, and I wish them all the best of luck winning the World Series. So
Right.
Aaron Judge needs some hardware. Like, yeah, it's fun. I hope the Yankees fans are enjoying it. I just wish the Red Sox would make some noise because it really is a lot of fun when they're in the mix.